All right. Welcome everyone. Welcome my people. My name is George Kama, and today we're going to tackle a topic that's incredibly close to home for many of us developers, which is imposter syndrome. Yeah, I know, like that feeling when you are working on a project or you're studying something and you have that feeling where you feel stuck for hours and hours, and you start questioning yourself like, am I really cut out for this? Or when you look at a senior developer's pull request, and then you'll be like, nah, I would have never thought of just building something like this, or you know this kind of edge case, right? So that's the topic that we're going to be discussing today, and just sharing some tips on how best you can handle it and feel better. So before I dive in, let me share something that happened to me a few weeks ago. I was working on implementing a new feature using React Query, and despite having used it like before, I found myself checking the documentation, guys, like for basic setup. Imagine, like I felt embarrassed until when I noticed like one of the senior guys I was working with doing the same thing. So this perfectly captures, what we will discuss today: the gap between how we think as developers, like how we think developers should work, and how they actually work. So yeah, let's get into it, gent. I mean, guys. So let me set the stage for what we're going to be covering. We're going to be doing practical strategies that have helped me and other developers overcome this feeling, and we're also going to jump into some real examples, be it code or just real life examples, and most importantly, how to turn these feelings of self doubt into opportunities for growth. So let's dive into the triggers, like these triggers with some real examples. Um, some of them, these are things that I've encountered in my life. So just about last month, I was given a task of refactor. I think 2 months, 3 months ago, yeah, I was given a task of refactoring our mobile app at work, which is using React Native version, I think 0.64. So I was supposed to change it to the latest version, which is around 0.7 something, I think. So looking at our code base, with thousands and thousands of lines of code, I felt like that familiar panic of, you know, what if I break something critical, or what if my solution isn't good as the original one? Like I was panicking, guys, like because I didn't want to break anything or just mess up and delay the team. So I'm just gonna show you like breaking down each of the triggers and how you can solve them too. Like in my case, like for state management, it's not always about knowing Redux or context API. It's about making architectural decisions that affect the entire application. Like I remember freezing when when I was deciding between the different caching strategies in React. Um, and read query. Should we use stale time, or whether we should, using something else? What about garbage collection? The decisions can really, really feel overwhelming at times. So also like with unfamiliar design patterns, I recently had to implement the observer pattern for like a real-time notification system. But despite understanding the concept of applying it in a production app, because obviously I was using it before in a side project of mine, but applying it in a production app now was, it felt daunting, and I spent hours reading what other developers had done on their project, and the approaches that they had used, you know. And also some common triggers can also be like contributing to existing code bases. This is a big one. Like, with what I was doing the last sprint, I had to add features to a component written 2 years ago. So the code used like, what do you call this? Class components. And, I haven't used them in a while, especially with their complex lifecycle methods. Yeah, that's kind of hectic. So that contrast between the old and new patterns really triggered my self doubt. Like, am I really cut out for this? Do I really know what I'm doing? I was kind of stressed. And also there's another thing, with common triggers, which are like production issues. Um, you know, whenever you break like something in production, that kind of feeling. So recently, me and a friend of mine, we had a memory leak in our Node.js API that we're just working on. So as I was debugging it now, I kept thinking, a better developer would have prevented this from happening. But the reality is, every developer, regardless of experience, deals with production issues. It's part of the job. I mean, definitely should get used to this. Everyone breaks production. I've seen seniors break production, guys. So if you're a junior and you break production, don't get worried about it. I mean, do worry because it's not supposed to happen, but it happens. So don't let it, bring you down. Yeah. So yeah, let's also like get real about some of these signs of competence. Like when I say successfully debugging Reactor re-renders, if you're looking there, now my point over there, I'm just talking about real situations I've faced, and even some of you guys have faced, right? Just last week, I spent 3 hours figuring out why a component was re-rendering unnecessarily. I mean, the solution, imagine just a missing dependence in use memo. I felt stupid. I felt stupid for taking so long doing that. But here's the thing: I solved it, documented it, and now I can help others with similar issues, right? Just because I documented it and I wrote it down. So let me also share like another quick story about implementing like some complex API. Um, we wanted to add like we were working with WebSockets and we wanted to add it with WebSocket fallback to polling. So the requirements seemed straightforward, but the implementation was just tricky. So each piece felt like a mountain to climb, but the more that I broke it down, the better that it became. It sort of like became clearer to me and also easy to handle. So with understanding with understanding it and also improving the performance. Um, this one is quite an interesting one also. Like just like with recently with our dashboard, how I sort of improved it for you to work better. Yes, it wasn't much, but let me show you just like how we sort of did it. Like I think it was filled with a bunch of huge components. So firstly, I broke them down into like smaller chunks, and something that we can work with. And after that, I just started doing some code splitting using Great Lazy, and also I also added like what was that, suspense boundaries. And one of the coolest features that I added for us to improve like the speeds on our dashboard like by almost like 40% was this method called windowing, like for long list. So windowing is just a technique that ensures that our list only render items visible in the viewport. So as the user scrolls, we calculate which elements we should display based on the position of the scroll bar, and then uh, we add and remove those elements as they enter and exit the viewport, like what you're viewing on your screen. So also another point on just some signs that you're better than you think is helping others, like helping other developers. See, this is crucial because when you help somebody, it shows that you know how to explain that concept, and sometimes it even helps you stick in your head. That's what I've learned most of the time, and I've also tried writing a few blogs that just shows how I know a certain concept. That really helps me understand or even improve on something that I don't know. But especially with helping others, it just shows that you know what you're doing. So definitely, I would recommend that you also do that, just to show that you are better than what you think. So let's also talk about just what actually happens versus what we think, right? So with these reward examples that I've put down here on the table that is just in front of you here, we have a situation, what we think, and the reality. So if you're looking example for like debugging re-renders, what we think as developers or what you think might be something like everyone else probably knows this instantly. Like, I don't know this, so everyone else knows it. But the reality is, most developers, they use certain tools to know those things. And JS, obvious. A lot of people use console logs just to, better understand the concept. Like if you see a huge function, you can put a bunch of console logs in that just to see how it's executing and where it's executing and stuff like that. And we also have built-in custom hooks in a way you might think that my code isn't elegant enough, but reality is working code is always greater than perfect code. That's a key takeaway that I would want you guys to go with. Working code is always greater than perfect code. I usually love this meme that says, if it works, don't touch it. Leave it like that. I mean, it's true, but I would also recommend that you touch it later on. For now, it works. Okay, now understand how it works. And then from there, you can put in some extra sugar and stuff just to improve it later on, like on the second iteration or when you come back to it. And yeah, also you have like maybe like WebSocket integrations where others who where you can say that others will do this better, but the reality is everyone checks documentation, guys. It's clear in there, so we all look through documentations and then we apply what we see in the documentation. Obviously, like we might improve it a little bit, but everyone refers to documentation. And we also have the last one that I added here that says component design. This should be easier. That's what we all think. But reality is good design takes iterations. Right. Also, just want us to touch on overcoming imposter syndrome and some strategies that you can implement today. Uh, I'm not really talking about some vague advice like believe in yourself, that kind of thing. Not really. I mean actual actionable steps that have worked for me and many others in my industry. And because I mean, I've engaged with a bunch of developers, talking and sharing ideas, and most of them have shared some of these practical strategies with me, like keeping a development journal. This really helps a lot. Recently, I've been using an app, this application called Notion, and Notion has helped me quite a lot, especially with how I work as a developer, because I can easily track my tasks. I can have different type of setups, like different type of journals within that journal, and yeah. So with how I usually document my things, it's just using these steps that are over here, whereby you can write your daily wins and challenges, or write solutions to tricky situations, or just add some new concepts that you've learned, and even resources that you've discovered. You can write it in there. I used to write in my notebook, which I sort of kind of prefer up to today sometimes, because it helps me remember things fast. But now for record keeping also, like I just use Notion. So some of the strategies that you can also use include, breaking down complex features. That one, it helps you understand the feature much better. Because if you're trying to understand the one huge feature, you're gonna feel like you don't know anything. But if you break it into several parts, you're probably gonna see that, oh wait, this moves from here and goes there, this goes from there and goes there, right? And also join communities, guys. I don't know. I have to keep emphasizing this, but please join communities. Communities are there to help you. There are people who can easily assist you. Plus, also, it gives you a chance to share what you know, right? Whenever someone comes with an issue, then you can show your expertise. Like, oh wait, I actually faced this before. Here's how you can fix it. Here's how you can handle it. You see. And also another thing is study open source code, because this can help you actually uh, change the way you write your code, show you some structures in how you handle certain things, and even show you how best you can handle, like you can work with some SDKs or some other different concept that might be in your field. All right. And also practice explaining concepts. Like I said before, the more you practice, the better it sticks in your head. And that's how you can also see that, oh guys, I actually know this better. All right. So let me just show you like my development journal that I write in my books or in my Notion application there, how it sort of looks like. So there's a date, and I also write a problem on the issue that is solved, followed by the solution. The solution usually, these are just a bunch of steps of how I solved it. And after all that, I also write a key learning on what I learned from throughout the whole process. So you can take this concept that I have on the screen, just to improve how you write your code bases and how you improve on your error problem solving skills, because this helps me a lot. I actually learned it from somebody, but I just improved it a little bit to work better for me. So you can also do the same thing for you. Right. So, just to remind you again, you are not alone in this world as a developer. We have communities that can easily help you out in most of the things that you want to do. And also, please adopt like a code review culture within yourself, that you can use and apply. Share it with your friends, review their code bases, tell them why they are working wrong, understand how their code works. It helps you become, someone who's like, it helps you read code much faster. Next time when you're given a huge code base, you easily know that, okay, this is how it works. Break it into these sessions and whatever, because you're used to doing code reviews. And also, please practice knowledge sharing, because knowledge sharing is very crucial, guys. Like, it shows you how better you know a concept, and even it helps you showcase your skills out there to recruiters, because they can see that, okay, this dude knows what he's talking about. He has worked with this concept, so I think he's smart, and then they can give you a chance, guys. Also, please, active participation is very crucial, especially in our tech communities. So please don't hesitate to share information. Always share information out there, and you know just show your skill set, guys. I always keep recommending that you guys do this. So let's just jump on and take some key takeaways that I've mentioned today. There's, go through challenges. As challenges come, take them as growth opportunities to learn from. And number two, everyone struggles, guys. Even developers, even senior developers, they all struggle. So you are not alone, right? Don't ever feel like you're alone. We all struggle, and it's part of the process. And number three, progress indicators. So, with yesterday's blocker is today's breakthrough. As complex content start to click, error messages become lessons, and helping others sharpens your skills. This is so clear, guys. I don't even need to add more details to that. Helping others, it sharpens your skills. So that was it for our session today. I just want to leave you guys with a quote that I love, which says, "Working code first, perfect code later." So please apply this in your work, and you'll see some great changes there. So yeah, that was our session for today, and I just want to thank you for tuning in and just supporting the boy. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share some comments on what I can improve on, topics you want to hear from me. And I'm also planning on bringing some guests to the sessions. And next week, I'm probably going to release a video on a coding tutorial. I'm not sure which project I'm just going to showcase, but I do have a few that I've been just writing down so that I can show the community. So I'll probably do one of those projects, a live coding session, or I'll record it as a tutorial. But this has been awesome, guys. Please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and yeah, I think I might put a PayPal link there that you guys can support me. Yeah, because damn, right now it's almost midnight and I'm recording this video for you all. I need some energy. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Otherwise, peace.